Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally like to talk a lot of bollocks, tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about a reprint of one of our favourite racing games of all time. We're going to be talking about the latest edition of Ave Caesar, and in this game you'll be playing cards to move your Roman chariot around a racecourse in the hope that you can cross the finish line first. That will allow you to win the game. But in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We're telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not the new edition of Ave Caesar is worth your time and bother today and in the future. So remember, if you are new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel, right? Hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit, and we'll see you after this. Bollocks. So, Ave Caesar, how'd you play this game? So, in a sense, I suppose we've already made this video. We've already done a review of the ancient Ravensburger edition of this that was released in 1989, I think it was. But we'll go through the rules here, and then we'll just tell you what's changed, and then we'll tell you whether you like it or not, right? So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle the track cards, right? And you will construct the track out of the 3 double-sided boards that are included in the game. You'll put them together using this like jigsaw puzzly type thing. Each player will select a colour, and you'll take the coin and a chariot figure of that colour, right? Each player will get a deck of cards. They got numbers 1 to 6 on them. In order to determine player order, you will cut the cards, and the player with the highest card will place their chariot in space number 1, and then you'll go clockwise around the table, putting your chariot in space number 2, 3, and all that shit, right? So you'll draw 3 cards from your deck. This will be your hand, and on your turn you'll play a card from your hand, and you'll move your chariot that number of spaces forward. You can't play a 6 when you are in the lead. I suppose this is like something to do with like Roman aerodynamics or wind resistance or something like that. You can't go through walls, right? Do you think you are fucking Paul Daniels or something? And you can't move through other players. If you can't play a card that allows you to move the full distance, then you can't play at all, and you will have to wait till the next go. At least once in the first 2 laps, because there's going to be 3 laps, you have to come up Caesar's alley, and you will have to chuck the coin at Caesar and shout Ave Caesar in your best Roman tongue. So you keep doing this, you'll keep playing cards, moving your chariot forward, fucking people up on that bottleneck that's on the board that everybody loves to hate. And at the end of the 3 laps, the player who crosses the finish line first will be the winner of Ave Caesar. So what do we like about Ave Caesar? So the first thing that we love about this iteration of this classic game is the fact that this comes with 8 track variants. They managed to do this by having 3 boards which are both double-sided, and this is an amazing addition for me, whereas the original version had a double-sided board with 2 tracks on each side. Okay, you could go backwards if you wanted to, but this is chariot racing, ain't fucking Ridge Racer Revolution, is it? So the fact that there is more variation, more tracks available, just makes one of our favourite games even better. So the next thing that we really like about this is that there are a load of variants in the box. There's not just 1, 2 or 3 variants, there's 7 bleeding variants in the box. Some of the standout variants are, for example, the Team Gladiator variant. If you're playing with less than 6 players, you'll be able to play with like a dummy gladiator. So there's always going to be 6 players. This is useful for when you've only got like 3 players. And it means that you're always going to be watching your arse for the person that's behind you. You've got the ramming ability that's chucked in here as a filthy bastards for your pleasure. You got team races, you can play 2 lots of 2 or 3 lots of 3. Yeah, I know, I got maths GCSE grade C, right? And you can also choose your deck speed. This version comes with a couple of extra cards, and you could choose between a standard deck, a speed deck, and a super speed deck, right? For all you amphetamine sulfate addicts out there. And finally, you got a super variant where you can race for cash, right? You will get sesterces every time you complete a lap, right? So these variants offer more ways to play Ave Caesar rather than just playing a card and moving your chariot. It makes a super game even more super. So the next thing that we like about this copy of Ave Caesar is it still retains the feel of the original game, right? It would have been easy for them to bugger it up like they did one of the other reprints where they just had 1 map on each side. But it seems to me like they looked at what people loved about the original, retained that and added to it, yeah? So nothing is lost. You've still got the bottlenecks and the blocking that made the game special for me, and I just added stuff. They haven't taken anything away, right? So what don't we like about Ave Caesar? So the first thing that we found a bit of a piss take with this is that the board is a lot smaller than the original. I can't speak about the Mobius edition of this, is it like the spaceship version or the Asmodee reprint that went down like a sack of shit, or even the car racing version that I can never remember the name of, right? But we're talking about the original 1989 version, and even though you're sticking two A3 size bits of cardboard together, it just doesn't have that same look on the table as the original, right? So that is a bit of a shitter. So the next thing that we are very, very disappointed with in this game is that the cardstock on the cards isn't that great, right? They've made this stupid design decision to have the borders of the cards black, so if there's any kind of markings, then you're going to be able to see what that card is. We made the expensive decision of sleeving this fucker. We had a nightmare trying to find a card sleeves for this, but we found them in Hungary, and we had to get them shipped over from Eastern Europe over to here just to protect this game, because it's going to get played a lot, and if you love this game like I do, then you will play it a lot, and those cards are going to get wrecked like a dope fiend having a bucket. So the final thing that we don't like about this is the way that the boards are put together, right? There's that little tiny jigsaw bit that locks into the board, and I'm not sure how long that is going to last, right? If you're constantly swapping the boards out, punching that out, eventually the glue is going to come away and it's just going to end up looking like a soggy cornflake. So there's a few component issues with this version, but all of them are rectifiable, and this isn't a game breaking thing, is it? As long as you're careful, as long as you don't put hammers on your hands and go into the box like a complete and utter fuckwit, then this copy should last a little while, yeah? So to summarise, is Ave Caesar worth your time and bother today and in the future? So we're going to say, yes, absolutely. Ave Caesar has been one of our favourite racing games of all time for years and years and years. And this, in our opinion, is the definitive version of that game. It retains everything that made the original special and adds to it. There's variants, there's more tracks to play on. And truth be told, it looks a little bit nicer as well. The board is a little bit smaller, which when I opened the box up was a bit of a shitter. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. And the cardstock is not atrocious, but it's pretty poor. It's going to get marked if you don't handle them cards properly, so you really do need to sleeve them. So if you haven't played Ave Caesar, I would urge you to track a copy of this down. It's by a Korean publisher called Dice Tree Games, and if you have Ave Caesar and you like it, then this is a no-brainer, right? It's well worth picking up because it just makes the game infinitely better. So there you go, that is the reprint of Ave Caesar. Remember, if you're new here, consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you next time.